It took me some time to get to the place that you wanted me to be. I know it was never you. I just needed to work on me. But now I'm ready. I'm ready to love.
What's happening?
If she's gonna talk about herself and her being single and her needing a date, are you here to worry about me or worry about you?
Do you feel like she's grilling him for her?
I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I feel like a little weird. I feel like I'm the third wheel.
Baby, listen, hey guys, welcome to Little Black Button 91. We'll talk to you guys about Ready to Love. Listen, it's crazy. Did Stormy come in there like a storm and toss everything upside down? I mean, listen, it's crazy for Ashley to bring someone like Stormy, who she claims to be a friend, and I put this in the wrong ear, to come in there and to vet another person. This wasn't the way to come into a situation and vet the other person. Now, I'm going to talk about something really interesting because I think this is a powerful moment. I think this is a great growth moment for Ashley. I think there is something to learn here for Ashley. Since she's in the business of making sure that the men are on point and they're putting her first, I want to say that at the same time, she should also be ready to put women in their place too, because they are also a part of her problem. When you are growing to learn how to say no and to have better boundaries, it's both men and women, friends and family, lovers alike, who also need to have boundaries with you, and you need to let them know. Okay, I think this was a great growth moment that Ashley potentially, I don't know if she spoke to Stormy after, but on screen, it missed an opportunity. Instead of correcting like she did to Kristen and like she did to Donald and correcting them right in front of our faces on the screen, she chose to run. Growth moment. Boundaries are not only for your relationships that are romantic, but they're also for those who are your considered to be friendship. And whenever you start to set boundaries, everybody who originally had an existing relationship with you must begin to reevaluate their friendship with you and their relationship with you. Whenever you begin to start saying no is when the warfare begins in any of your relationships. So I'll say that again. Whenever you start to say no is when the warfare begins in your relationships, because people are used to you saying yes. And when you start saying no, they're going to start realizing, hold on a minute, this person is changing the dynamics in the relationship that we originally have. And suddenly it's changed. Oh, okay. How am I going to react? Am I going to be a friend to you and say, you know what? I'm good. Okay. No, I'm good. You know what? I appreciate the change that you've brought into it. I'm here for it. I'm with it. Or are you going to say, actually, for me personally, I don't want to change. I want to keep the relationship as it is. Therefore, that relationship must have to die. So I think it's a great moment for her as well. For Ashley in terms of growth moment, because I don't know if she definitely chose Stormy, but it seems like Camille was chosen by Zadia, which they have a friendship already. We had Venetia with Liz. We had also who's over further? Charisse with LJ. So clearly, the people are choosing their former friends or their friends originally from the same cast time. So I'm asking that key question. If you chose Stormy, what made you think Stormy was your friend, that she could do this job? It's given Lee and Muffy all over again, right? We saw this in Ready to Love, the recent one, with Lee and Muffy, where Muffy seemed to be not necessarily on job when it came to interviewing Quentin, at least, so it seemed like. So we're going to talk a little bit about boundaries. We're going to talk a little bit about, the word no. And we're going to talk about the fact that relationships begin to change. And we're going to break down this clip as well for you guys today in the next 50 or so minutes. If you are new to the channel, do me a massive favor. I want you to like it, share, subscribe, click on the bell button for notification of the uploads. And for those of you who are returnees, you already know what it is, baby. You got the minerals. You got the minerals. Stay hydrated because the streets out there are hot. All right, cool. We're trying to get to 100K, and we would love for y'all guys to help us get to that place. You guys have been doing a great job so far, and the numbers keep increasing every time I check. So I appreciate that as well. So let's continue to get there together as well. All right, we appreciate you. If you haven't already done so, join our membership. It's £1, $1. I think our next one is now going to be next week. So we've got one next or this week coming up. We've got a membership only live as well. And for those of you who don't know, we got some merchandise as well. Grab yours. Look at the Mineral Gang. This is the hoodie, the hat. We've got the hoodie as well. Got a jumper, t-shirts. Go and grab yours, whatever one you feel best fits you. But the winter is coming quickly. I'd make sure you got one of these, baby. Okay, I don't play with it. Okay, all right. And finally, if you do also love to join the community, we have a Patreon as well. You can join the Patreon and join our Discord TV as well. All right. Let's get into this conversation because I think it's important to talk about these things. And I think it's really important to break down these things. We're going to talk boundaries because this is important. Now, my first word on this boundaries is to let you know that boundaries, there are 6 types of boundaries, but I think there are actually more. But the six forms of boundaries relate to your time, your physical, your emotional, your intellectual, your sexual, and your emotion. Have I said emotional already? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 in a minute. I might say 5. So emotional, physical, time, sexual, intellectual as well. All right. They relate to what your boundaries are. Okay. So physical, emotional, the time, the sexual, and the intellectual as well. Right. And obviously, again, material. And I think the last one's material boundaries as well. Okay. Your physical things. Okay. But I like to place it in boundaries in all your intimacy areas as well. Right. So for me personally, I like to go emotional, physical, mental, spiritual, sexual, financial, if someone put there as well. You can say material if you want to put it that way as well. But all the areas of intimacy where you share with someone else, or there's a place where you're going to share a boundary with someone else, that is where you need to protect. Okay. And I feel like in this instance, what we're talking about is the emotional kind of boundary here, right? The feelings and the thoughts and the emotions of Ashley were not regarded, and nor were they protected, and actually kind of bled a little bit into material, which is, I guess you can call the gentleman a material, you can call it your spouse kind of boundary. But Stormy came in there and saw this gentleman, and she did not act according to quote unquote the plan. And I think that once Stormy did not act according to the plan that Ashley had wanted for Stormy to do, there was one thing that I wanted Ashley to do. I wanted Ashley to pull that young lady aside, talk to Stormy and say, Stormy, you're here for me. Right now, I don't feel like you're actually asking questions for me. You're asking it for yourself. I need us to go back in there, and I want you to start asking some key questions that are going to help me get to a place where I need to grow, or where I need to release that person, right? Now, I want to be fair. As much as people might be on Kristen, I'm not on Kristen that much. Can I be honest with you? I'll tell you why. Because number one, he didn't know this date was going to go on. Number two, he was, for me personally, more obliging Stormy and not trying to create any havoc or any madness. It was not up to him to redirect Stormy to bring Ashley into the conversation. It is for Stormy, who's a friend of Ashley, to bring it back to Ashley. Kristen was just obliging the situation because he's the one that's been asked questions. So for me personally, I felt like it was Stormy who's a friend of Ashley. She's the one that's meant to redirect the situation, okay, for Ashley. Kristen is coming there, didn't know this day was going to go on, and has had a conversation and had a conversation, So for me personally, that's my thing about Kristen. Now, could he have got up and gone after? That's where I feel like he missed. Okay, that's what I felt like he missed. You know what I mean? That's what I felt like he missed. You know, that's what he felt like he missed. Right. So for me personally, I'm not gonna blame him. You put him under duress, and you put him into a shock situation. The brother's doing as best as he can. I don't think he flirted. I don't really feel like he was really flirting. I can't lie to you. You know what I mean? Maybe again I saw it differently to how everyone else said it. I didn't really feel like he was really flirting. I think he was being nice and he was obliging. I feel like he was being nice and obliging. I think he was being lively. He was being energetic. But I wouldn't say necessarily flirting. Do I feel like he likes that kind of woman more than maybe Ashley? Maybe. But I've told you already, I don't think he likes Ashley like that. So, you know, I personally, again, I don't personally think he was flirting like that. I think he was being obliging in that respect. You know, me personally, I think he was obliging in that respect. It was more Stormy who asked a question about her brother, which was a bad a question that what do you want him to do about it? You know, she asked about do you have a brother, and you know who thing that is not him flirting. If you talking about him, his brother, and said I got a brother for you, how is that me flirting? I've got a brother for you. That's not me flirting with you. I'm telling you, I got a brother for you. He's 6 foot something. He looks like me. You then decide to then be like, then you decide to say like, you know, that's great. Hey, you know what I mean? So for me personally, I don't really see the flirting. I can see that we're going to disagree on the flirting aspect, you know, personally. But I'm a hold Stormy to the fire for that one. She got to hold that one. You know, she got to hold that one at the end of the day. But we can go through the clip as well, and we'll look at it and see, you know, and we'll go from there. All right. All right. Let's go. Let's go further back to the beginning, which I think was okay. So we go.
This is my sister Stormy.
Hey, Kirsten. Nice to meet you. My pleasure.
This is crazy that after what she went through in season 1, heart out of her body, smashed to smithereens, I would never have imagined that she would have taken this opportunity.
Now, my first indication of madness is the fact that Stormy tells us straight away, you know what? Our girl has been through so much. So why is it the first thing that you're kind of, not even the first thing, but why is it on your mind then that you're going to be flirting with the gentleman, or even asking inappropriate questions or whatever, right? Why would you start that? You know yourself, first and foremost. You know yourself. You're here for Ashley. You're not here for yourself. You're not here to, you know, you're not here for, you know, you're not here for anything else but Ashley. You're here to support her. You're here to give her, you know, your attention and make sure the gentleman is actually for her. Okay. And so in that respect, you know, you've missed the mark straight away because you know what she came in to do. You know what she's been through. So why would you want to add on to it by flirting, or even better yet, asking questions about finding a man for yourself in that moment? I just felt like it wasn't appropriate. Right? Because you're meant to be here for Ashley. So you asking, you know, you asking about you asking about the about his brother, etc. That's you now missing the mark because you're not supposed to be doing that for you. Wait till after. Do your job. You know what I'm saying? Do your job first, get that out of the way, and then we can look at that, right? Okay, cool. Let's go on.
Opportunity again. Won't lie, my antennas are up. I'm a little bit concerned because Ashley loves what she loves, and so I want to make sure that she's making the right choice and not going back to the mold and what she's used to. You got the good energy crystal around you.
Oh, that's what the streets say?
Yeah.
So first and foremost, y'all said about the dress. I mean, it's giving. Don't wear that dress to my wedding. I don't like that. You know what I mean? I don't like that energy. It's giving. Don't dress like that to my wedding. I think we gotta be. I think we gotta be strong here. I think we gotta be strong here. You know, a brother who wore a suit to to his brother's date would never be called out for this. So maybe this is a woman's thing. Maybe y'all want to admit something that we don't know as men. Maybe you want to admit something. But my thing is this. What's the beef here? If she's wearing a good looking dress and looking sexy, that's her business. She's wearing looking sexy. She want to look good. Does Stormy not look good normally? Yeah. You know, so me personally, you know, I I think personally, the dress situation it's not a big thing for me, because again, you know what somebody wears again is like if I come to a wedding, I can't wear a certain dress because I'm going to outshine you. You know, like come on, like you got to be confident in yourself. Okay, I'm sorry. You know, she doesn't want to look broke down and run down on TV. Doesn't want to look mad on TV. I totally get that. You know, but this shouldn't be an issue about her dress. You know, the dress is not a problem for me personally. I'll just say that I don't feel like his dress is a problem personally, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so what is it?
A little soda light. That's all.
Okay.
Oh, so you brought company? I wasn't in what was
Surprise.
this was this
It's not a double date.
Now, first and foremost, you can see the brother is confused. Okay, the brother is confused. You can tell, like, he's not sure because, again, it's one of those dates where I think they don't tell them what they're going to be doing. So I think he was a little bit confused as to what was going on. He assumed that it was going to be a one-on-one date, right? And it turns out it wasn't. She brought someone else to the date. Now, at this point, he's not sure what's going on, right? Whether you're bringing this friend for him, he's not sure. He's not aware of the process. Hold on, guys. He's not sure of what's happening in the process, all right? He's not sure what's happening in the process, in the situation. So for me personally, again, at this point, I don't see anything wrong. He doesn't know what's going on. He's not aware. She's throwing him into something, you know, and I get it. You know, I understand. You're a bit thrown off at the moment. Okay, let's get back into it.
Triple threesome date. It's not one of those.
She's here for moral support.
It's a beautiful surprise. Beautiful surprise.
I just want to get to know a little bit about you and let's talk.
So you come in.
Is that okay?
I'll give it.
A surprise being a flirt. I don't see that as a flirt. You said it's a surprise. She says threesome. He didn't respond to this threesome comment. He said it's a beautiful surprise. I don't think that's a flirt. Personally, I don't think it's a flirt. I think we're trying to look too deeply into it, and I think we want to catch him out on something. I think we want to get him out on something. But the reality of the situation is there isn't much. There's nothing going on there. She said, obviously, beautiful surprise. He said beautiful surprise. But he ignored the threesome comment. He didn't acknowledge the threesome comment. She said it. He said a beautiful surprise. You know what I mean? I personally didn't see anything deep in that. You know what I mean? I'll be honest with you, I didn't see it. Maybe I'm not looking deeper enough into it, but him saying beautiful surprise, yeah, the person's beautiful. I don't think you said the person's beautiful. Okay, you have a beautiful friend. It's a beautiful surprise. You know what I mean? That's what I would say. A welcome surprise, a nice surprise would have been appropriate. It's a beautiful surprise. I know you know what I mean? We say this all the time. We say something's a beautiful surprise. Come on, man. Y'all want him to be the bad. Come on. He says a beautiful surprise. Come on. It's a beautiful surprise. It's a nice surprise. They all fit. Nice surprise, beautiful surprise. It's a good surprise. Those words all fit because they naturally go with those words surprise. We say beautiful surprise, good surprise, nice surprise. Someone says this in their vocabulary. Oh, it's a beautiful surprise. Come on. Come on. You know, come on. I don't think that's a deep thing there yet.
You gotta give now.
Hey,
Oh,
are you a landlord whose
damn.
portfolio is burning a hole in your wallet?
I'm so sorry.
I
Hold
totally
on.
understand. Right now, we
got adverts. All right, cool.
You.
Thank you, darling. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
A lot of money, great sex.
Always. Duh. That's it.
We agree.
That's it.
You got a brother?
I have 4.
Okay.
Ooh, okay, we'll talk about that after.
Now, let me just say this. This is the first part that don't work for me. This is the first part that don't work for me. When he said, let's toast to whatever, and good sex, I was like, I don't think it's flirting, but I feel like, you know what? That comment, it's kind of going back to that very first threesome comment that she made. That's all I'm gonna say. I think I see that part. You know what I mean? Was that for me was a bit too far because that's linking back to what she said about threesome. You know what I mean? I know he's making probably a bit of a joke because there's 2 of the girls and there's him. Maybe he's kind of insinuating, you know, okay, and I can say, okay, I can see where that's going. That's a little bit problematic, could be a little bit problematic, right? In that instance, okay? So I'm with it on that point.
That after. Sister, this ain't ready to love. This is make a move for your sister. It's about me, not we. So I'm gonna need for you to forget you single today and worry about me.
Have you been married?
I've never been married.
Do you want to be married?
Yeah, I want to be married. I've always envisioned being married. Yeah.
How old are you?
38.
Oh, you don't look 30.
Now, listen, That's where Stormy messed up. See, that's the first part that Stormy messed up. See, the brother was doing good. I'm sorry, the brother was doing good. At that point, he was asking the questions that are being asked of him. Should he have said, "Don't ask about my brother"? Because that would have been looked more suspicious. You're asking about my brother. Even better. Thank you for asking about my brother, because our family's a good-looking family. All right, cool. I'm gonna hook you up with one of my brothers. That ain't flirting. But that was Stormy being. I don't even think Stormy was being flirting. It's inappropriate to ask that question, because in a sense, it says you think he's good enough without knowing who he is. You think he's good-looking enough, and that's the problem with it. I think it was. I get why she's asking, but what it means is, when you ask about the brother, you're saying that he's good looking because you don't know who he is. He hasn't spoke to you, he hasn't said anything, he hasn't done anything. So at that point, what you're really saying is, you're a really good looking guy. Have you got any more family members? I wouldn't mind tapping in. And that's the impression it's going to send, which I understand is a bit problematic in that instance, right? I think that part there is a problem, right? And then when he said I'm 38, and she was like, "Ooh," I said, "Oh no, baby." I was like, "Oh no, baby." I was like, "No, baby, no, don't do that. Don't do that." I was like, "Yo, don't do that, sis. We don't want to see that." Okay, all right. When she said that, I said, "Oh no, Stormy." She reacted a bit too well at that point. You know, the ones where you're like, "Oh," she was like, "Oh." I was like, "Baby, you reacting a bit too nicely to his age," and he was considerate in her head. You can see the clogs turning. You can see the clogs are beginning to turn, to begin to look some way. She's like, "Okay, I feel like this." She don't feel some type of way. She was there to find a man. I'm not mad at it, but the timing is off, and that's what makes me mad at it. Your timing is off, and you're supposed to be here for a friend. You're supposed to be here for a friend, and you're not here for her. You're here for yourself, trying to get a young man's brother.
Younger. Yeah, you definitely look younger. He does. WTH. Like, what the hell? What the hell going on? I'm like,
You're dating?
Yeah.
You're back in the dating pool?
Yeah.
Well, look, I'm hooked you up with my brother. I got something for you.
Okay.
he better be good.
He's 6'5" and he look good just like me.
I'll drink to that. Stormy is single.
Again, I don't think the brother did anything wrong here. He said, "Listen, hey, I'm gonna hook you up with my brother. He looks as good as me. Bada bada ba. Ba bing. I'm sorry. You're doomed if you do, doomed if you don't. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna blame the brother for that. I think that's a safe comment to make. I think that's a fair comment to make. I don't think he's out of pocket for saying that. You know what? You've already asked my brother. Okay, you already asked my brother, and I've obliged you by saying, all right, cool, my brother is here. Okay, all right, brother, 6'5", he looks like me. Here you go. Okay, all right, I'm gonna hook you up with him too. Okay, all right. Someone said way too enthusiastic with it. Well, what do you want him to be? You know what I mean? What do you want him to be? Like, what should he not be enthusiastic about? Helping out. Should he not be enthusiastic about the fact that he wants to make a good impression? He's trying to make a good impression. Hey, yeah, I got a brother. If a girl asks me, have you got a brother? Like, hey, I got a brother. Unfortunately, he's married. So, that conversation ended. But if I had a brother and they asked me, I'd be like, yeah, I got a brother. Yeah, I got a brother. Listen, yeah, the brother, there's there, man. Listen, you can, if you want to date him, yeah, he doesn't look like me. Maybe he looks a bit different. Yeah, he's as tall as me or whatever, or he's as hench as I am, or, he's as funny as I am, I don't know this thing about making it a flirt thing because he decided to put his brother in the position. It doesn't really make sense to me. I think we want to make him the person who's part of it, but I don't see it. I can't lie to you. I don't see it. I see him obliging, and I think we're confusing obliging with flirting a little bit here. You know what I'm saying to you? I think we're a little bit obliging. The obliging as flirting. I don't see it. I can't lie to you guys. I can't. I can't see it. Again, I've already said I don't think he likes Ashley. So we're already in the same boat. I'm not talking about the fact whether he likes or not, but we already know. I already said he does not like Ashley because those long ass nails, he already questioned her about it. So I already know he doesn't like Ashley. So that's not an issue for me. But again, I think we shouldn't be putting it onto him like that. I think we need to take a bit of accountability on Stormy's part. She was doing too much and he was obliging. He was between a rock and a hard place. What do you want to do with it? He was between a rock and a hard place.
He is single, and she reminded me that, and she reminded that to Kirsten. I ain't like that. He don't need to know nothing about you. This is all about me, sis.
What are you drinking, by the way?
Chardonnay. I'm trying to show I have a little class.
Starting early. You gotta,
I gotta fly.
right? There you go. There you go. See, I'm gonna let you know. I ain't gonna let you be out
Thank
there
you.
like that.
Now, again, he's talking, and the reason why he's talking is because you said you wanted to bring somebody on a date who was going to have a conversation with him to get to know him. He's giving it back by having a conversation. I don't think anything's wrong with that. At this point, him asking about Chardonnay doesn't mean anything. I can't see anything in this section. I can't. I think honestly, he's just moving with it. It's enjoyable. She's asking him questions. He's conversing and having conversation the exact same way he's having conversation normally. I don't see anything in this situation right now from him in that respect. Like I said, I think Stormy's only issue was that she asked for her brother. There was no need to do that. And that was problematic. But other than that,
Like that. I ain't gonna let you be out there like that. I'm gonna take care of you.
This was a complete story. This is no longer a game, sweetheart. This is my life. So if you feel like playing, okay, well, I'll just leave.
Funny.
Now, this part, I don't know. We know why she moved. I wonder if I want to go back because I want to make sure we're seeing what we're seeing. Hold on.
By the way.
Chardonnay.
I want to see what we're seeing because I want to make sure that when the way she got up, whether she got up in a particular way, that may have it suggested that she's not happy with the situation, whether she got up kind of calmly. I want to see how she got up because neither of them responded. That is weird. Okay, listen, let's go to it. Hold on. Okay, so I know that we know why she got up, but I wonder if the way she got up, she didn't get up in a way that suggested to either of them that there was an issue here. Right? So I wonder if that's also the situation because neither of them responded. Not one of them. Not one of them. That's weird. Even if, listen, if both of them are on scumbaggery, I hear it, but it's very weird that neither of them, the lady or the man, thought to themselves that this is, you know what? She got up and she's frustrated by the situation. None of them did. So either these two are the worst people in history, or there's something a little bit odd about the way she got up. Maybe she didn't go up in a way. Maybe she got up in a way that they didn't feel frustrated by it. Do you know what I mean? Right? So, that I want to look at it again because the fact neither of them responded is kind of weird to me. I don't want to jump the horses, but let's just see.
So if you feel like playing, okay, well, I'll just leave.
Funny. He's stupid.
Date is like, what? This is not a date.
Okay, so at this point in time, neither of them respond. Right? Neither of them responded, and there's a voiceover at the same time. This is why I said I think that editing might be a little bit. There's an editing aspect here because neither of them responded. I'm not saying that she didn't make it known. I'm just saying that right now it looks like it's not giving what it needs to give. There's no way that none of them responded. I'm sorry, none of them responded. Literally, he took the fan from her table and started fanning himself. It's giving. I got up and went out, and then she got frustrated after. It's not giving. I made a scene at that moment. I don't think they did. So for me personally, I don't see. I think that was edited in a particular way, and I think because the voiceover and we hear the conversation after, I think we assume that moment was a mad moment. But when I look at it, neither of them responded. I know we want to go fly off the handle and be like they never responded to her, but it looks like two things have happened. They might have cut and edited a particular point, right? So I mean, listen, this could have been a situation where she just got up and didn't say anything and then got up and went, and so it looks like whoa, these two never cared about her. But I'm looking at it and going, it could be like that. I'm not saying it couldn't. But I'm saying it's a bit weird. Nobody moved. That should tell you something. That she may not have made any. She may have not made any angry points at that moment. She might have made an angry point after, but she didn't make it a scene at that moment, right? Because neither of them. Look one more time. Let's just have a look. Let's one more time again. Like we'll just look. Let's look at it again.
This is no longer a game, sweetheart. This is my life.
Now
So if you
pause.
feel like-
There's a voiceover that's happening at this moment. So this is why it makes it interesting, right? There's a voiceover happening at this time. So you're hearing her saying, you know, this is not their date. This is my date. And so already your mind is thinking, okay, she's telling us something bad is happening. And as soon as you see it, you assume that, oh, she's made a scene. But actually, when you look at it, yeah, you don't necessarily see that 100%, right?
if you feel like playing, okay, well, I'll just
Okay, she's here.
leave.
She says she's gonna leave. There's a voiceover. Boom. All we see is her get up. Stormy's not even looking at her. I'm sorry. Stormy didn't even look at her. I don't think she said anything, because if she made a scene about getting up, you'd have looked at the person. If the person goes, you know what, I'm making a scene, you'd have looked at her as she's gotten up. You know what I mean? I don't think she made a scene enough there. Okay, I don't think she made a scene enough there. Something's off there. Okay, bear in mind also, if you watch the t-shirt, okay, all right, if you watch the, I want to go slightly back. All right, this t-shirt, if you look at my previous video from last week, she's wearing the same t-shirt, which means they shot her review of this scene on the same day. I'm just saying that to give a bit more context. Okay, to say let's give a bit more context. And so I'm saying that she's reviewing it back. So when that voiceover is coming over, the voiceover is from the moment when she's looking back at the situation, but she doesn't make a scene in that immediate moment. I think that's what I'm trying to get to the point. Yeah, she doesn't make a scene in that immediate point, that moment. That's why they don't. That is why they don't respond to her.
By the way,
Chardonnay. I'm trying to show I have a little class.
starting early. You gotta
I gotta fly.
right. There you go. There you go. See, I'm gonna let you know. I ain't gonna let you be out
Thank
there like
you.
that.
Have a
I ain't gonna
fly
let you
on
be
my
out there
hand.
like that. I'm gonna take care of you.
This was a complete store. This is no longer a game, sweetheart. This is my life. So if you feel like playing, okay, well,
So up until this point, still, I mean, we're not really seeing anything. Of course, she does a little look. Yeah, she's doing a look. And we're getting voiceovers, by the way. This is voiceovers. You have to understand. She's not talking in this moment. She's giving us a voiceover. So your mind is already thinking, okay, I'm hearing, you know, so you're thinking for it. But the reality is she's voicing over. And so in that moment, I'm looking at it from their perspective, that they're looking at her. They're not hearing the voiceover. We're hearing the voiceover. So we already have a perspective already ready for that moment. So when obviously she gets up, we're already thinking, oh my God, they didn't pay no attention to her. But the reality is there's no voiceover in that moment. That is why they don't respond to her. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's why they don't respond to her. That's what I'm saying, you know?
okay, well, I'll just leave.
Voiceover, I'll just leave. Again, it's a voiceover. She gets up, they look, there's nothing crazy going on. He wipes his mouth, he goes to grab her thing. I'm sorry, there's no way. I as much as I think that people are mad, and I honestly know that people are mad, I get it, and I'm not denying what happened in the beginning when Stormy was talking to him and flirting with him. I'm not wiping that off the slate. What I'm talking about is this moment is not as mad as it looks. It's not as mad as it looks. It really isn't, because neither party look at her, if I go according to what we're seeing. Right? Exactly, Crucial J. Probably said she's going to the bathroom. You know, probably said she was going to the bathroom, whatever. That's it. She got up, went to the bathroom. He goes to grab her fan. There's no response to her looking or anything. Neither with Stormy either. They knew it. They weren't aware.
Funny. He's stupid.
Date is like, what? This is not a date. I'm over it.
What's messed up?
If she's gonna talk about herself and her being single and her needing a date,
And again, why is it that when she's also behind the scenes, the camera's not on her? Right? You get what I'm saying to you? Like, again, at this particular time and moment, I don't think it's a disrespectful thing. When these two are doing what they're doing, I don't think they're ignoring her. I don't think they're intentionally trying to play her at this moment. I don't think it's as diabolical, because what we're really saying is diabolical. These two decided to concoct in this moment and ignore Ashley. And even when she got up, they were willing to ignore her again. And it's like, it's not given that. She got up and none of them looked at her. I'm sorry. I can't. You know, I'm not saying that before that. I'm not saying that before that they weren't doing that, you know. I'm not saying that before that they weren't that she wasn't flirting or whatever. But at this point, I'm sorry. I can't. You get up to go, if you're going to the toilet, you know exactly what that is, right? You know what I mean? I'm not being willfully obtuse. I just see things differently. I think if you can't see it, I understand why you can't see it. I want to make it clear. We're not talking about whether Stormy was disrespectful in general. I think she was disrespectful. I've already stated that. But I'm talking about the fact this particular scene is edited in a particular way to make it look like a certain thing. It's not me being willfully obtuse. I'm just having a different perspective because I can see editing in this situation. You know what I mean? Banter baby always trying to come in. Banter baby said I'm siding with my preference. You damn well know I have a preference, and it's not Stormy's skin type. But I hear what you're saying, Banter babe. I hear what you're saying.
Are you here to worry about me or worry about you?
Do you feel like she's grilling him for her?
I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I feel like a little weird. I feel like I'm the third wheel.
So obviously, Ashley lets us know. Ashley lets us know that she's not invested. She's not invested in the situation right now. She feels like a third wheel, and she feels like she's a person who is someone is not then she feels like she's outside now, right? And these two are more focused on themselves, right? And I hear that, I get what you're saying, right? In terms of being a third wheel. This is where I'm gonna say Ashley needed to take control. Okay, all right. They needed to take control, because honestly, this is where Ashley could have shown some growth points, because you felt no way dragging Don and even Kristen at one point about how you felt like you need to be the center of attention. And now you got an opportunity where your sister, who you brought in, is willing to make you a third wheel. At that point, sis, you need to grab the girl. You need to grab your friend, because your friend has a job to do. Ask questions. His job is to answer the questions. That's it. So the person who's asking the questions, who's your friend, needs to be dragged. You take him outside and you say, Stormy, what's going on? Why did you run to production and not take Stormy aside and say, Stormy, what are you doing? What are you doing? Right? What are you doing? You need to be on my side. You're meant to be talking for me. Yeah, that's where you're meant to be having conversation. All right, that's where the growth moment comes in for her. Because since you're willing to pull men aside and cry about the fact you're pulling men aside and doing this, you can't just do it for the men. Your whole boundaries has to be everybody. Otherwise, it doesn't work. So when you're saying no here, you're saying no here. Right? Say no. Then call up Stormy and you let Stormy know, hey, Stormy, you're here for me. You're here for me. You need to be able to talk to this man and find out information for me. Right? The guy's asking the questions that you're being asked. He's being asked of. We've run away to production. We're actually not doing. When we begin to run away, we're running away from our problems. We're not dealing with our problems. Okay? All right? We're not dealing with our problems. We're running away from the situation. Okay? So this would have been a great opportunity to show, to show where you are at in this perspective, in this production, in this timeline of where your growth is, to be like, let me put my friend aside. So for me personally, I think that's where she could have had a growth moment, rather than going to production. Oh, okay, I think that was it.
I'm not even sure why I'm still getting sent.
But let me go forward because he talks about it later on. Talk about it later on. And let's see. Whoa, what advert is this? What's happening to someone else on the advert? My bad, guys. That's what you get for doing a video on YouTube. Yeah, no. So obviously, for the situation, you know, she later on they get asked by Tamika about her situation, and she was very angry at Stormy, right? Because Stormy, you know, Stormy didn't do the job, you know, that she was meant to do. Now, Darika says, no, I'm sorry, confrontation would have been worse. She was too upset to us communicate without getting emotional, so she removed herself. Well, I mean, listen, I want to be honest with you. Why couldn't she correct them in person? Because, you know, I wasn't saying make a scene or anything like that. Take her aside the same way you did for the boys. You know what I mean? The same way you did for Kristen. You called him out. You called out the Don out. You called them out, right? And you did it on national television in front of other people. Yeah, I'm gonna need you to call out Stormy. It's not about confrontation at this point. You need to call her out because you called the boys out very easily. You know what I mean? Yeah, a quick bathroom break as you got up should have been, hey Stormy, come to the toilet with me. Hey Stormy, let's go to the toilet. Let's go to the toilet and have a conversation. And then you address it there. Yeah? You know, you should have said, go break. Okay, go break. And then you go and take. So there's still some work for Ashley to do because, like I said, remember I told you, okay, when I told you about the time, I told you about the scale for Ashley, that she's still growing and she's still finding her feet. She's overcorrected on one point, but there's still areas of areas that she needs to work on also, right? The ladies part maybe she needs to work on because that could have been a quick bathroom break, quick conversation. Stormy, get your ass together. You're not here for him. You're here for me. Go and ask him the case. Okay? Go and ask him the question. Boom. Right? So she's still on her journey and we understand that. She's growing. It's just that this is a missed opportunity. Okay? All right? Missed opportunity. And absolutely right. Ain't nobody doing YouTube Premium. They better pay me. I'm gonna watch some ads. Okay.
Hey, I showed up.
So, unfortunately, Stormy cannot be here today, but she went on your date with Kirsten. How was that?
You said that sentence perfectly correct. Oh. She went on my date with Kirsten.
Damn. See, this is the energy I needed at the date. I needed this energy at the day. Otherwise, it's going to be passive aggressive movements from here on outwards all the time. Because if you can give me this energy here, but you didn't give Stormy this energy at the date, or at least we didn't see the date and that energy, I'm going to need that energy. I'm going to need that energy first off before we have energy here. Otherwise, what it tells me is we're going to be passive aggressive when we're addressing certain issues that we can't address it head on, right? Now, she did it with Dawn and she did it with Kristen to their faces, but your fellow sisters you can't do. Yeah, I think you need to. I think that energy you got right now, I need you to have it with Stormy at the time. You know what I mean? Have that energy at the time, because the energy you're giving me now, vibrant, love it, beautiful. But I needed it then. I don't need it now.
Ooh, yeah, and your whole face just changed.
People show you who they are, and I have to learn to believe that and stop daydreaming.
So Stormy showed you who she is, and that's fair. You know, I get it. You know, I understand. You know that people show you who they are, so you gotta believe them. I'm not against that. You get what I'm saying to you? So, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. Stormy should have never been there anyway. You know your friends. No, you know your friends. You know, and maybe Stormy wasn't her friend and it was production pool. I don't know, but you know your friends. Okay, all right. You know your friends, and at the end of the day, you should know which ones you can trust in that environment and what friends you cannot trust. So yeah, I'll be honest with you. We're gonna take account for the fact that we chose Stormy. Now, maybe she didn't choose it and production chose it. Then I'll change my mind. But I'll be honest with you, if they chose that person Stormy for you and you meant to be cool, yeah, I'm gonna be real with you, darling. That ain't it. Why is it that this person is your friend? They had this energy, they would have had the same energy on the show. I think they did. Didn't they didn't Stormy get into a situation with Aaron and the other girl? What's her name? Stormy got into a back and forth with another girl because she was number 2 and she didn't want to be number 2. I have to go back and watch that season. That season was crazy, which was hard. But I'm surprised they didn't bring Shay. I think Shay couldn't come in it. Shay couldn't come because I think they asked Shay to be on the show. Maybe when she's rejected, they couldn't go because Shay and Ashley are friends. So I'm wondering why Shay didn't go on it. Yeah, someone said it as well. Yeah. I think they wouldn't allow Shay to come in because I think originally Shay was meant to be on the show. You know, and then yeah, Shay was on the show originally on the show for Ready to Move, and I think she rejected them, and I think maybe that's why they didn't invite her again. So maybe that's part of it. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. So I almost said, listen, not true. I had a friend who I've never seen that thirsty until she got in front of a handsome guy I dated and his attractive friends. She lost her mind and I had to let go of her. I couldn't trust her. Damn. Maybe you should have let her. Maybe you should have let the man go. Why did you have to cop block that your friend's destiny? Maybe your friend had a better opportunity with a guy. Huh? Maybe you should have let her continue. IMO, you've cop blocked your friend's destiny. You don't know your friend herself could have been her destiny, and you've cop blocked it because you're jealous of her having a better time than you. I'm kidding. But yeah, no. So yeah, I'm not sure why that Stormy would have been the one that's invited. That's just crazy. I don't get why Stormy would be invited if that's the situation. But yeah, I mean, listen, look, I got 9 minutes. You guys have been saying to me you don't believe what I'm saying, so I'm gonna give you the opportunity real quick. Got 9 minutes. I got 9 minutes. Come and have your say quickly, okay? I'll give you a minute to say what you gotta say, okay? I got 9 minutes to save the world, okay? I put a link in the chat if you want to have a different opinion, since you guys have a different thought process to mine, which I'm happy to hear. Let's hear your opinions, okay? All right, let's hear your opinions. Hear what you got to say. But me personally, I think that, you know, with Ashley, boundaries is an issue. She's still learning it. And that includes also with the ladies as well. Okay. That includes with the ladies as well. You know, I think in all honesty, with Ashley, this is a learning curve. She'll learn from it and she'll realize there's a better way to communicate. There's a better way to assert myself as well. Sean, they said they want to hear your thoughts, Sean. They want to hear your thoughts, Sean. Jump on quick, Sean. They said they want to hear what you got to say. You might have a different opinion to me, Sean. You know what I mean? You might have a different opinion to me. So, you know, let me know. You know, that's what I'm saying. So we want to hear your thoughts. We've got 7 minutes, guys. Okay. All right. We've got 7 minutes. But, you know, listen, hey, you know, I think I can see where people are coming from, maybe where they feel like Kristen is flirting. I don't agree. But I would say that I can see where you're coming from. I don't agree. I don't think he was I don't think you know, he was flirting personally. You know what I mean? Okay. I'm late, but they did respond. He grabbed her fan and Stormy was like, you funny. She may not have said anything, but they knew something was off. Okay, maybe they felt something was off. Yeah, I can see that. But I still, again, don't think anything, you know, was a thingy. I don't think he was flirting personally. Yeah, I don't think he really said anything. Apart from the toast of the good sex, maybe. I don't think he was flirting necessarily. I think Stormy's got to hold this one personally. I think Stormy's got to hold this one. Jay, they want to hear your thoughts. C-Way, they want to hear your thoughts. Sean, they want to hear your thoughts. Anybody else, we want to hear your thoughts. You guys have a different opinion. Click on the link. Let's hear your thoughts. You guys keep saying to me, you got different thoughts. I want to hear. Okay. Someone said he dissed Ashley when he opened the fan. I don't think he knew. I don't think he knew she got up and was going anywhere. I think he thought she was going to the toilet. And I think that's where he thought she went. And that's war. That was all for him. You know? Precisely E. Thank you. Precisely E doesn't think at all, you know. But wait, Precisely E got a nice DP, you know. You pretty. Hey, these fine black women, they are beautiful. Oh. Hey, oh, Banter Babe behind. Hey, Banter Babe, Banter Babe. Oh, hey, you've been giving me smoke since you've been here. Come on, get on and tell us something. Banter Babe's behind. All right, Banter Babe.
Hey,
Him?
oh my God.
Come on,
But
bud.
basically, I just wanted to say that I feel like Ashley should have known her friend before
Okay.
she even brought her friend. Like, she said that that's her sister, right? So, and they were both on a love show. You should know the type of person your friend is. And the fact that I feel like Ashley's got a type, because this guy's similar to the first guy that she fell out with on the first season of Ready to Love. So she kind of needs to like do some healing and figure out, like, obviously she has a me problem when it comes to choosing friends and when it comes to choosing the same kind of FUCK boy. However, in this situation, her friend should have had common decency. Like, first of all, where you going dressed up like that? Like, out of all the friends, yeah, all of the friends, why was she dressed like you know the other light skinned girl that's in the show? Why was she dressed like her? Like, this show's not about you. You're not looking for love. You've come to support your friend. So a jeans and a top would have been fine. Do you know what I'm saying?
So you
A
want her
jeans
to
and a
look? You
top
want her
would
to
have been
look
fine.
down? A jeans on the
What
top. You want her
she
to
looked
look.
like no, I'm not being funny. She looked like she was ready to walk on a red carpet. She looked like she was ready to go to a party. She looked like she was ready to like outshine her friend. I feel like, did they get dressed together in this? What was the sleeping situation? Like, did they get dressed together in the same room? Did she help Ashley pick out her outfit? Because Ashley was looking basic and the friend was looking like top tier. So the friend knew what she was doing. The friend knew what she was doing. And that's not a friend. Because she even said, look at the when they had her in the confessional, she sat there and was really conservative and was like, you know, I really want to help Ashley to pick the right guy because, you know, in the past, Ashley's made mistakes and she's been broken. I've had to sit there and pick up her heart that's been ripped out.
That's true.
That was a red flag. I was thinking, raw, she's saying that with some venom, boy. He said that with some venom. And then she got dressed up. So I was like, wow, this is not. And then when she asked, have you got a brother? That's when I knew, okay, this is Ashley, you need to leave. Get up, have some grace, and walk off, or even open up your mouth and say something. But then again, this Dusty ain't even worth fighting for. Because since he walked in and said and saw that girl and said, it's a beautiful surprise, you already knew he wasn't interested in you. But then again, why would you know the type of friend you got? Remember, how many seasons ago was that Ready to Love? You know the type of friend you have, so why would you bring her on the show? Like, you already know. She's Mrs. Steal Your Man.
I
And
mean, she did say threesome, so yes.
she's dead ass wrong. She knows Ashley's got low self-esteem. You can tell it because Ashley's very animated. And actually, I think that's a disguise because she's a little bit insecure. Or she's a little bit, you know, still trying to figure her way out in this world as a black woman and like in dating. So her friend can see that there's some vulnerability there. And that, I wouldn't even call that a friend. That's a frenemy. She took advantage of it. Like the friend where I'm from, like I don't fight over man, but where I'm from, disrespect is you cannot disrespect me. So both of them would have got some hands because of what the hell. But then again, I would not bring none of my friends to come and meet my man. You don't need to meet him. You know what I'm saying? The full family, you would have to meet my dad first before you meet anyone else in my family or friends in that kind of circle. But I get it was a show. But Ashley should have picked her friend. She should have chose better with the guy because this guy was already showing her he's a bum or he's not serious. And she should have chose a better friend. Ashley's got, I get what you're saying where Ashley should have stood up for herself, but I feel like Ashley's insecure. There's something she's trying to figure out within herself. So maybe she wasn't even ready to be on the show because she's the only one that always animated and always whining out at these guys. It's like, girl, calm down. Like, let a man show you what he's about before you start trying to walk down the aisle, because that's what you're given sometimes.
Okay.
That's what I had to say. And you know, the pin of shame, I don't appreciate it.
You gonna get a few more because I ain't forgotten the last time you got me. I don't think I've forgotten.
No, I
You
was
got
so
a few more.
angry because I can't even remember what the discussion. Yeah, it was Nikki thingy. Like
Yeah,
I'm
you got
sorry.
heat coming your way.
Yeah, Nikki.
Me and
Nikki.
you got personal.
Yeah, we have. Link
We
me.
got
Drop your
personal.
addy. Drop the
Yeah, I'm gonna drop my
location.
ID because we got personal conversation. Me and you, we gonna get at it.
Cool. I'm down.
I appreciate you, babe. You can stay on. You can stay on, by the way.
Right, cool.
Sean,
Turn
what are
my
you
camera
saying? Yeah, you can turn it off if you're not comfortable. That's cool. You good?
on. All right.
Cool.
Yeah, I think you're dragging this one a little bit too much, bro.
Nigga, what? Hey, hold on. Get him off the screen. We don't need to hear that stuff. We don't need to hear him. Guys, I got to go. The time is up. It's an hour. It's over. Checks. Go for it, Sean.
I see clearly you want chaos on this one, so you must be trying to get Ashley's attention some kind of way. So you're gonna do it in a negative way. So here we go. Nah, bro. I mean, I'm not saying that at the end of the day Ashley handled everything perfectly, but I don't know what she could have done. Because it's a little sticky. And at first I was like, yeah, she's pushing it a little bit, but because at first I saw her asking if he had a brother, I'm like, all right, Stormy, let me give you, I'll give you that. Right. And then she kept going and going and going and going, and I'm like, oh man, she really don't like this lady. I'm like, because there is no way that if this is legit your friend, that you're gonna act like this. So it really, really, it threw me. So I don't think she just didn't know how to take it. So she went storming off in Ashley fashion, right? And she went to the production like, why y'all bring this lady here to cause problems? Because they brought Stormy on because they didn't seem to have like a genuine connection. She didn't even say anything endearing. Like a lot of the other friends is like, hey, I know my friend. I want to make sure she asked the right questions. Even Camille, she was like, she's spicy, but she was like, I really care about my friend. I want to make sure that you're going to treat her right and that you're going to be a good match. Not this one. She's just going all about herself, self, me. And, Kirsten wasn't no better because he should have acted like Q. That's when we need you to act like Q with Q and Janelle from last season. Because Q would have been like, yeah, I have brothers, but we could talk about that later. He'd have stood firm. So I need Kirsten to maintain his boundaries too and not get all wound up and caught up in Stormy's foolishness.
So you think he made a mistake in what? He made a mistake of what? Answering the question. No,
he was going too far because as soon as she asked, do you have a brother? Fine. Yes, I have brothers. You know what I mean? Yes, I definitely do have brothers, right? But he's still going along. He's bantering. Meanwhile, the girl gets up. That is every guy knows. I don't care what you say, Kojo. I don't care what anybody says. Everybody knows if you're out on a date with a woman and she gets up from the table and she doesn't say like, oh, I'm going to the bathroom. There's tension. She gets up from the table. That's your cue to go and follow her. So he did not. He chose to sit there. He got some skin in the game we're playing.
Okay, wait, hold on. The clip intentionally doesn't show anything below her, above her neck. That's why we don't see anything. It doesn't show no sound, and it intentionally cuts off her head as she gets up. I think there's a reason why. I think the production was very clever and very smart about it. But when you see that scene as she gets up, you don't see her head. And I think that's on purpose. They cut it on that purpose so that we can't. So now we're having a discussion about whether she said it or not. We don't know. But in reality, if someone says they're gonna get up abruptly, there's no way. Are you telling me, Sean, you've ever been in a situation or ever seen a situation where someone gets up abruptly from the table and nobody looks at the person, like they didn't just scrape their chair against the floor or look at the person get up abruptly? Nobody looked. There's no way.
Whatever it was, from what we saw, because sometimes we can go down this rabbit hole. Yes, can we go down the rabbit hole if it might have been edited? But as I see it in this moment, until I know anything differently, I think he was wrong. I definitely think, irrespective of whether he got up and followed her or not, he was wrong for carrying on that conversation too much with Stormy.
So you're telling me if you were dating a girl and her friend was there talking, right, and your girl gets up to go to the toilet, because that's how I'm gonna take it. Go to the toilet or whatever, right? Because let me say that here, you're not gonna talk at all. You're just gonna be mute from there on onwards.
Listen, no. If my girl gets up and it's already tension, first of all, let's go back to before she gets up. I also think he was doing too much. He was doing too much. And what I will say that's on Ashley is she does all that praising, and now she done sussed out somebody that likes all of that attention because they're a show pony. So any man like that likes all that attention is for everybody. And if you're for everybody, then you ain't for nobody. You're only for yourself. So I think Kirsten is for himself, and he liked all that attention. And that's why she needs to be cautious with all that, oh, you're so blah, 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 going on, because you're feeding the guy's ego. And then you're also going to attract people who like all that attention. And really, you should be, if he really likes her, the show is ready to love. It's not ready to move around, So if he really liked her, he should be in tune to her. And nobody's dumb. All these people are not 21 years old. They're 18. They're not 18 and 20. They're grown. You can tell when somebody's giving you off energy, and you move accordingly if you like the person that you're with, right? Because, Coach, if you're on a date with a girl that's like, this is your top, you love her, this is like, or not love her, but you really like her, you want to move forward with her, and her friend comes, and you sense her friend being a little flirtatious, and you're already flirtatious, we know that, right? You're gonna flirt back. You're gonna flirt back with the friend if this girl in front of you is the one you really like.
No, I'm not gonna flirt back with a friend. But I don't consider that to be flirting what he did. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. I would have honored the conversation. If you ask me about my brother and say you think that, I'm gonna take it as a compliment. The fact that she said, "Have you got a brother?" I'm gonna be like, "Yeah," but I mean, obviously I've got a brother I can't date. Let's say Sean, you're my brother, and someone goes, "Have you got a brother?" I'm like, "Yeah, my brother Sean. You don't know him? Yeah, he's da 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 da." I'm gonna put you onto him. I'm gonna take it as a compliment. You know what I'm saying to you? Like, and if my good energy should not be taken as flirting because I have good energy. Do you know what I'm saying to you? And I haven't said anything wild. I haven't said anything back to you in a crazy way. I'm just honoring your conversation. And I think what people are doing is that because of that scene about her getting up, and because we're interpreting that scene, which I think we're interpreting it incorrectly, but we can disagree on that. And I like the fact we're disagreeing, right? We're interpreting the fact that his actions through that scene. So if she doesn't get up and move, I don't think we get the same energy we're getting for Kristen right now, personally.
I disagree. He could have easily said, yeah, I've got a brother, but are you not here to ask me some questions about Ashley? He could have diverted the conversation back instead of entertaining it.
I mean, he could have done that too.
Because he doesn't like Ashley. He just wants to be on the show, in my humble opinion.
I think that's another way he could have done it. Yeah, I think that's another way. I wouldn't say it's the only way. So that's another way he could have done it. He could have said, "Hey, you're here to ask me questions about Ashley." But how many of you guys would have done that?
I mean, if I'm there for my friend,
none of you would have done it. You would have done it, babe. Would you have done it?
If I'm there for my friend, yeah, and I'm there to interrogate a man for my friend, and if the man is giving me signals or like giving me flirtation, I'm not entertaining it.
But he wasn't. That's the whole point. She was the one that was doing it. So in that scene, it's different.
I wouldn't be that friend to be like, "Oh, have you got a brother?" Nah. When I finish,
you never asked that question.
When I finished asking him the questions and I'm walking home with Ashley, I would have been like, "Girl, he's nice. Have you got a brother? Find out for me." I would never do it in front of my friend because I care about my friend. It's called having integrity and having some decorum, some couth about you. But Ashley, you don't have no couth.
Hence why I'm saying that in a normal situation, how many people have heard a situation where the friend asks a question like that? Because remember, he's also not knowing who this person Stormy is. I've probably never even heard Ashley talk about Stormy, right? And we finally get thrown into a situation. I meet this new person, right? I'm a good energy kind of person. Do you get what I'm saying to you? I'm a good energy kind of person. You know what I mean? You throw a question at me and I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna answer it. Okay, do you have a brother? Yeah, I have a brother. Yeah, Sean's my brother. Go with him, whatever, right? Now, you probably should have never asked that question in the first place. And like I said, I don't mind if the answer also could have been that maybe he could have said, you know what? Nah, do you know what? It's not an appropriate question to ask me at the time, right? But maybe also you don't want to unsettle the energy in the place too, right? So you're like, I'm going to go with it. I'm going to flow with it. And I'll answer the question because there's no harm and no foul in you asking that question because you're not asking about me, you're asking about my brother. And I'm like, all right, cool.
Who's the energy for? Is it for Stormy or is it meant to be for Ashley? So that he should have kept that same energy that he had when Ashley said the week prior, I'm going to choose you. He should have kept that same energy. As soon as he saw Stormy, that energy that he had for Ashley went out the window. His preference in radar went on and he forgot about
I think he has a
Ashley
preference too, personally.
Yeah, he did. He wasn't expecting Ashley to say, I choose you, and neither was I. I was thinking, Ashley, girl, this guy.
And why would he when you cussed me out? You cussed me out before you said I do. You cussed me out.
Who's me?
No, you.
Hey.
Yeah, sure. Go for
it.
Sorry. No worries. Yeah, no, listen. I think there's a lot of things at play here with this scenario. Kirsten don't really like her because if you remember from the previous episode, he was getting on to her about her nails and all that click-clacking she's been doing. So this is just another example of he's just not that into her. And he showed it because that lady didn't. I'm sorry, I'll need to watch it again. But that lady, I don't remember her asking any. I don't remember Stormy asking any questions about him that pertain to the relationship with Ashley. All she was doing is throwing compliments, flirting, gazing, grinning, skinning and grinning. And I never heard, so tell me how much you like, like, what are you and Ashley? What are some things that you guys have been doing? Where do you see the future? She's all getting hot and wiggling and twiggling in her seat for old Kirsten. And he's skinning and grinning just the same.
I agree. He's skinning. Yep.
Imagine that. To me, watching it, I would feel awkward if I was the person on a date because you start to feel like an outsider in a date that you're supposed to be on, So I get that.
And I was going to say, look at the difference between friendship because look at Zadia's friend bought a book with questions. She had 15 pages of questions. And yes, she was being a bit, bantery with him, but she stuck to the she stuck to the task at hand. My girl, even the other, the guy friend, he asked right questions. But this preference thing, she knew what she was doing from the moment she put on that dress. She knew what she was doing. No, because I'm being so for real, yeah. Never ever trust a woman. I never ever trust a friend, yeah, who don't have your best interest. You know when a girl don't have your interest at heart. You can feel it. Go with your gut instinct. That instinct, your first voice, it will never fail you. And I'm sure before Stormy brought onto this show, I'm sure there was scenarios where Ashley felt red flags, but she chose to ignore it. And it took for you to bring this girl on national TV for you to realize this ain't your friend, honey. This ain't your friend. This is your competitor. She's in competition with you. I think Stormy picking out the outfit saying, girl, wear this ugly silver and black dress. It will look nice. Wear this Fashion Over thing. And let me put on my, do you know what I'm saying? My sexy blue attire. She knew what she was doing. Even the makeup. I was thinking, did she hire a makeup artist? Because her makeup is, it's makeup in. The hair was slayed. No, the hair was slayed. Me, if I'm going to ask questions about my friend's man, I'll go like this. I'm not making an effort for a stranger that I'm not dating. Who's he?
You better come made up.
No, not to meet my friend's partner or someone she's dating.
Come made up, babe.
In fact, I wouldn't even go and meet him. We can do a FaceTime. I'll ask you the questions like that.
You better all give me the honor.
Better babe is not having it.
You know what
Better
else
babe.
ate me up?
Yeah, let's do a virtual meetup.
Yeah, do you know what else ate me up about
Zoom.
that whole scene? What ate me up? Why the hell was Ashley sitting in the middle and them two facing each other? I didn't like that.
That's on Ashley. Why did Ashley allow that to happen? Why the hell are you allowing your friend to sit on the opposite? And I don't think that's even a problem, because what you're saying is that this is a person who's going to ask the question. The issue isn't even about it. The issue is that
everything though. So when they're sitting,
I do agree.
Ashley Stormy's chest went straight forward, so she's letting him know, I'm open, I'm interested. He's looking back at her, like so much so that he couldn't even fix the fan properly. He never took his eyes off this woman once. So, and I feel like
that was a little bit extra. I mean,
listen,
he's keeping his eyes on the prize and making sure that the friend is not going to move mad. You know what I mean? He's make sure safety first, bro. You know what I mean?
Stormy was the prize in that moment. Stormy was the prize.
Banter babe, what you're missing is Kojo was part of the plot. Production clearly called him, and he's gonna drive this narrative. So
I was thinking,
he's part of the plot at this point, because ain't no way.
Are you sure they're serious?
Bro,
no,
there's no way. You are the king of body language and words. Right. You freaking telling me you couldn't see the energy betwixt the two of them?
Exactly.
I think they have good energy. I'm not going to say that they don't have good energy. I'm not saying they don't have good energy. But you know what? But you know what it is? I'm not saying that
each other with their eyes.
That's a bit far again. I think that's a bit far again. I think we're doing Christian a disservice. I think we're doing a disservice.
Just tell us that's your boy. That's your boy. That's okay. I get it.
I've known Christian for a while still. But no, I haven't.
You're trying to get an interview. You're trying to blow up the internet. I get it.
Christian, if you're there, we want you for the interview, bro.
And you know, Christian pull out that fan like he's a bad bee. I was thinking, look at this fool. He's so dumb. But then I blame Ashley a little bit, because Ashley, you knew this guy was a red flag. You keep giving these guys the chance, and they're not even making the effort with you. The first one wasn't calling you. The second one, you didn't know if he was into you because he went on dates with all the other women and he seemed so invested. Like 2 red flags that you keep walking past. So I don't feel like it's appropriate that you're on this show. You need to do the inner work within you.
Because I don't think he's done anything different. I think he met someone who also gassed him up like Ashley did. He's probably thinking, this is your friend. They do birds of a flock fly together. Y'all gas each other up, and you gassed me up the same way. She gassed him up. Now, do I think that he knew that she flirted with him a little bit? Of course, you clock when someone flirts with you a little bit. I'm not saying he didn't know. I'm saying that I don't think he did anything wrong. I think he kept it quite simple. All right, he entertained the conversation, and it was only one aspect where I was like, 2 aspects where I felt Stormy was doing a bit too far, right? And there was nothing you can do about it. I think, well, the first one, obviously, he asked a question. Maybe he could have said something different, but he asked about the friend situation. He said what he said. He was a little bit confused. Remember, he was already discombobulated already. He didn't even know there was going to be a friend there. And then for her to ask about the brother, okay, maybe you can say, okay, maybe let's not answer that question. But the second part where she goes, oh, you're 38. I didn't even know. Oh, you look young for your age. That's got nothing to do with me. That's to do with you. I can't do anything about that if you're flirting. I've moved on. Now, you know, I think the only part I really want to hold in maybe some kind of account here, and it's a little bit cheeky, is probably the raising of the glasses and saying about, you know, good whatever and good sex. I think that kind of showed more of his intention, you know, rather than actually him flirting. I think it showed more of his intention in terms of where does he think this relationship is going? This is not that's not a serious toast.
Stormy, he's toasted to Stormy, good sex to Stormy.
It could be. Again, out of the reach.
He looked in Stormy's eyes when he done the toast. Ashley wasn't there. In their mind, Ashley is just a part of the plant. She's a plant. She's not there. As soon as they sat down, and when he said, "Oh yeah, I've got a brother. He's 6'5" and he looks like me," bro, you're letting her know that I'm on you too. Without saying it, you're saying, "Yeah, I can see what you're trying to do here, and I'm feeling it. I'm on you." Like. It was a beautiful surprise, remember? Beautiful surprise. Meaning, forget Ashley. Who's this new thing? Like, forget Ashley.
It's a beautiful surprise that you brought something for me.
You brought me a present, a very beautiful present. I'm so grateful.
Yeah.
I wasn't really sure about you because, you know, to me, you're a little bit crazy. You come with all the hand business and you're a bit animated and, you know, you don't know what you want. But your friend here, this girl in the beautiful blue dress, she's letting know from the get-go, she's on whatever I'm on. So that's what I'm on. And that's what I want. That's what he was trying to do. So that's where he went wrong. He should have just, when Ashley said, I choose you, he should have been man enough to say, well, you know, Ashley, I don't really want you to choose me.
I can agree with that. I can agree with that. I'm not going to deny that.
He should have said, I don't, because he was not feeling her. And Ashley, I want you to do better, sis. Stop giving off Pick Misha vibes. Like, I'm really rooting for you. But you can't, there's this whole, sorry, no offense, but this whole light-skinned business, yeah, stop going for looks, because you actually has a particular type. It's not about the looks. It's not even about the personality. It's about the character. The character. You're not looking at it, the character. And you can't be in your mid-30s still going off looks and getting upset when the delusion of grandeur is not what it seems. Because something can look nice, but it could be really ugly inside, as she saw with her friend and with that guy. Everyone's at fault here. Ashley should have chose herself. The man should have just said, you know, Ashley, it was fun, but nah, you're not for me. And then the friend, she should have, well, that's not a friend, to be honest. When Ashley invited her over, she must have thought, oh yeah, how am I going to destroy this woman's ego? Because that's exactly what she did to her friend. From when Ashley was in the thing saying, oh, you know, she's wearing this dress, where are you going? I would have been like, you know what? I would have broke the fourth wall before we even left the house to go and meet him. I'd have been like, production, I'm not going to meet no man with her dressed like that. Yeah, she's my friend, yeah, but I feel disrespected. Straight.
So two things here. I mean, Banter Babe, you got a whole narrative. So I mean, I'm gonna give you to it. You got lots of evidence. I'm not gonna tussle with you. What I would say is that, just back to you for 2 seconds, Coach. If the shoe was on the other foot, and you know you were Ashley, right, and a girl that you were with met me, right, and I'm talking to the girl that you see this future for, right? You ready to move to the United States, and I'm like, oh, you fine, you know? I'm like, oh, you got sisters, and she was like, yeah, I got a sister. She looked just like me, and we going back and forth and all this energy. You think you're gonna be sitting off to the side like, okay, this is nice. Sean is really getting along well with my girl. This is just what I like.
I agree.
It'll be boiling. It'll be boiling up.
No. But that point is what we're seeing on the screen. That I think what you're trying to describe is not what you're describing, Sean, because you're describing exactly what we saw on the screen with Stormy, which I already agree with you that Stormy was out of pocket. So
you kind of no.
I'm agreeing with you.
Now
I think you gave the wrong description, bro. Because I'm agreeing with you when it comes to Stormy. I think we're debating what Kristen did. I'm not debating Stormy. I agree with you guys. I'm on the same page as you guys. Stormy, I felt Stormy was flirting. I said I don't think Kristen was flirting. I think he was obliging a conversation.
And how would you feel if the girl that you were interested in had all this back and forth with me about her sister and all that stuff?
I personally wouldn't be looking at her. I'm looking at you. Because if I think you're flirting, remember, I'm thinking that he's not flirting. I'm thinking you're flirting. Yeah. That's what I'm saying to you. I'm thinking that you're flirting. If I think you're flirting, you're my boy, I'm going to check you. You know what I'm saying to you? I'm going to pull you aside like, bro, hey, yo, you flirting. I didn't think Kristen was flirting. Do you know what I'm saying to you? So if you say to me, oh, I've got sisters.
You wouldn't look at the girl and be like, right, so I can see my bedroom is flirting with you and you're receiving it. So both of them are wrong. I would look at both of them sideways.
I guess maybe because, again, I'm going by the same principle. I don't think he was flirting. I think he was having a conversation. And especially if I know the person's a bubbly person, and you ask a question where you're like, oh, you're asking for the friend or whatever, the sister or whatever. And she goes, oh, I've got a sister. She's built like me. I'll be like, yeah, I might even have jumped in myself. But you know what I mean? Like, but if I don't think she's flirting, I think she's held her own and she hasn't said anything that I feel is a bit suspect. I'm not going to get angry at her. I can't get angry at her because I feel like, why am I getting angry at her if I think she hasn't done anything wrong? I can only get angry at her if I feel like she did something wrong.
Okay, can I ask you a question? How did you feel when Kristen sat there and continued to eat with Stormy? Do you not think at that point he should have gone and seen what's wrong with his date?
No, because there was nothing wrong with her date.
Oh my God.
That's the point.
Oh my God.
I think that's why I said that it's based upon that moment that people are really judging it about what he did. And I'm saying to you, I don't think that moment is what it looks like, because they cut off her head. So you can't see what she does. You only see her getting up, and neither of them respond to her.
Sometimes when production cut things out, it's because there's been an attack. She might have just slapped her friend. We don't know. So we can't say.
There was no cutout. I think they intentionally cut out. They didn't even cut it out. They showed her getting up, but they cut off her head, so you can't see. All you see is her neck down. I think that's very intentional. I think it's very intentional. They cut her head off while she was getting up, because maybe she said something and there's a voiceover, so you don't actually hear what's being said at that moment, because that changes that perspective. Because everybody's going, oh, he didn't even pay attention, to the point where he's not. She gets up, and it's like the pinnacle of all the madness. But the reality is, I don't think that's the problem. I don't think that's the situation. I don't think she got up and was vexed in that moment. The way that she says as a voiceover. I think she was vexed when she got up, but she might have never shown it to somebody else. Yeah. It's a bit like if I get up now and I go, but if I do a voiceover and I'm like, you know what, Sean and Banter Bay think they're the sexiest thing sliced bread, and they've been disrespecting me, and I get up. Now you might look at it differently because there's a voiceover, but and I think they intentionally cut the head off on purpose, because I think there probably was something that she said, right? I think there was something that was said.
I would understand that, but then we'd have to look at all of the editing though, because if you look at reunions and TV shows, sometimes some reality stars are saying something and then that's not their reaction. They'll take a clip of when someone did a shocking reaction and then include it in that moment. So if we're going to look at editing, then we should look at all of it then. Because they play around with everything in every single scene. In every single scene.
Yeah.
And they would ask you to do takes over and over again. So I feel like the cutting off the head argument is invalid. Because editing is all over. Production, they like to edit, cut, add things, voiceovers. That's the game of reality TV. So we can't make an assumption or just say that, oh, we think something happened, because we don't know. Maybe production cut her head off because they wanted to capture, something on the table, the food. We don't know what was going on through the mind of production.
We can play it. We can play it right now. You want to see it? We can play it. I got the clip right here. Let's play it, right? So we can see. Okay, she's already left here. So let me go slightly back. I'm going to mute it so you just see it as a window.
Okay, see, what are we looking at here? Her getting away, her friend giving her a dirty look, and then my guy picking up the fan.
Who gave her that look? You don't want to
play it back.
What did you see?
Play it back and watch Stormy's face. Watch Stormy's face. Play it back.
There is no dirty look.
Watch Stormy's face. She looks down and you can see she's agitated.
Let's play again.
What's that? Look at her face. Looking down.
Maybe she looked down. Maybe she looked down.
Nah, sorry.
Look. And he's looking down.
Nah,
does that look like No. Does that look like somebody who's reacting to somebody who's getting up angrily?
But bigger than that, Coach. Listen, I couldn't focus with Ashley getting up with that wagon she was dragging walking by. His eyes didn't move. You know what I'm saying? So if your girl gets up from the table, it is natural for you to watch. He was so locked in with Stormy and whatever they had going on, and then he picked up that fan, which is wild. But nevertheless, he was so locked in on her, he didn't even look away to see Ashley walking up and getting from the table.
Exactly.
I mean, am I gonna watch everything that you do? You get up from the table. Maybe he's also no. Maybe he's also thinking your friend is here. Me looking at your ass is looking mad suspect too. Maybe me looking at your ass as you get up is looking mad wild too, right? Looking mad hella thirsty. No. I'm not the only one. We're all catching up scores at this point. So because the evidence you presented to you is definitely not in your favor. Look, if she gets up. If she gets up, okay, sometimes, yes, you may look, but if you know the friend is there If you know the friend is there, I don't want to be looking at her ass and doing that. I don't want to do that. Not in front of her friend. No, I don't want to do that. If you're new and I don't know who you are, no,
So why do
cut
you
it
not want
out.
to look at the
If I
friend's
don't know
ass?
who you are, you lot are moving mad. You would not want to do that. That's a disrespectful
It is
thing.
a
It's not
natural
natural.
instinct
No,
to
no, no.
do. And I'm
Not
not
when a
saying
friend
he
is
needed to gawk at her, but you're gonna naturally look up.
And
Right?
see
You're
what's
gonna
going
naturally
on.
break. His body position was locked into her.
Right. He didn't flinch at all. Play
Guys,
back.
I
Play
know
it
you're
back.
tripping right now. I
Play
know
it
you're
back.
tripping
He
on
doesn't
on
flinch.
mushroom.
You're
I know
tripping.
you're tripping. You better choose you.
He doesn't flinch, Kojo. He don't flinch. He only flinches for the fan. For the fan.
Rocket. I'm sick of this.
For the fan. Only for the fan. That's when he flinches. When the fan comes out. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
it, guys. You got my fake UK accent.
I'm saying when you know the friend is there and you're brand new, you do not want to be looking hella thirsty, trying to look and break your neck to watch
But
her
you're
ass go past. You guys know. You know. Let me tell you something. No, Banter Babe, be honest now. If the guy that you just met is your friend and he's breaking his neck, look, what is the thought process you're gonna have in your head? It's not about how nice he looks or whether he thinks your girl looks nice. If he's breaking his neck to look at her ass, what are you gonna be thinking about?
If the guy I'm seeing breaks his neck to look at
No.
my friend's ass.
Your friend. Yeah. And remember, you're new. You don't know him. This is the first time you ever met him. And he's breaking his neck to look at her ass.
I'm gonna think, okay, yeah, he likes what he sees. Honestly, because if I want him to be looking at her ass because I need to see that from my friend. I need to see that investment. I need to, when my friend gets up, I want to.
I'm gonna try it next date.
I want to see your head turn, almost break your neck, watching my friend walk off. I want you
I'm gonna
to
try
feel
the next
like
date.
I want you to feel like you love to see my friend come in, but you hate whatever that saying is. I love to see you leave. That's how I want the energy for you to have for my friend.
I'm gonna try that on next.
Cool. I mean, listen,
Yeah.
I don't want to come off toxic, but most women love that look back, and they give you an extra little switch when they know you watching. When they know you watching, they're gonna give you. They're gonna bounce them cheeks a little bit. You know, they're gonna give you. The woman does not mind you looking at her as long as you're not like objectifying and being crazy. But women know that as men we are visual, and if you get up from the table, it is natural for us to go look. Now, if we're like this with our tongues hanging out our mouth and it's a little extra, yeah, that's too much. But I'm just saying he didn't even stop to glance. There was no glance. There was no nothing. He was locked completely in the conversation. And I think this is the point, is that's where I would have felt like Ashley felt, because if I'm the center of your attention and I'm leaving, you should break with my friend who is an extra versus being locked in with her to just at least look and say, oh, you know, let me make sure she's okay. Let me make sure she didn't drop her phone on the floor. You know, like this is just natural things to do. So that's what I think.
Let me just show you again what her position is, because this is a break your neck look. This is not a natural look up. It's a break your neck look if you to look at her, okay? Just a break your neck kind of look. Let's have a go. Right? She gets up. He did look at her. Pause. He looked at her when she got up. Don't play with me now. Let's go again.
That in slow-mo? Look at that.
I'm gonna do it in slow-mo. I'm gonna do it 0.5 for you guys. Okay. There's a little subtle look before she gets up. Let's go. There's a look up. Where's his eyes? Is he not looking in that direction? Okay, a little look back. Boom. He's finished. That's it. He goes for her fan. Thank you very much. He looked at her looking that way. So after that, I'm not about to turn my neck. After that, I'm on a first date with your friend. I'm not about to break my neck because you're going behind me now. If you were in front of me, then yeah, I'll look. But you're about to go behind me. So I'm not about to break my neck when I don't know what you're like. Just in case. Listen, I'm not saying he might not have been looking at Stormy. I'm just presenting the other side. The other side needs to be defended as well, because we're defending one side. I've got to defend as well. I don't want to break my neck. The other side.
I'm really upset.
I'll break my neck. Go to the other side.
You're getting on my absolute nerves. Are
you telling me you to break it? No. Wait. Sean, me and you now. Are you telling me you'd have broken your neck to look around when you just met the girl, her friend?
There was no need for the break neck. This
No,
guy
no,
could grab a pen. I would have looked.
He looked at her. He looked at her. And you would have tipped and turned your neck?
I would have looked.
On the first time you met the friend?
Absolutely.
Oh, so you'd have broken your neck to look around the first time you ever met the friend. And first time you met the friend, you would have given that impression to the friend.
I don't care about his, I don't care about the friend.
That's how I know you're tripping. That's how I know you're tripping. That's how I know you're tripping. That's how I know you're tripping.
What are you talking about?
That's how I know you're tripping.
That's how I know you're tripping.
The first time you ever met somebody.
But I don't care if I care about the girl, I'm more into her and thinking about her.
But her friend is there.
Your friend can think whatever she wants to think.
Right.
But her friend is there. No, you can't say that because her friend is going to have direct access to her. Okay. Now, of course, he doesn't know the relationship. They're not that friends, but he doesn't know that. You've brought somebody who, calling to you, is a friend. So now I'm assuming it's your friend. So if your friend is there, I'm not about to give them an impression that I'm thirsty for you in that way. I'm going to have a conversation. I'm not about to break my neck looking to see what you. No. That looks too much.
Thirsty like that, me as a friend, when my friend comes back, I'll be like, oh my God, he's really into you. The way he was watching you as you left, girl, that's because I want to see that energy. You should not be sitting there gazing at me because that's a red flag for me.
Yeah.
And I'm about to tell my friend that, you know what I'm saying?
Jack and Glenn. We get Jack and Glenn. We get Jack and Glenn to come and rule this thing. Jack and Glenn, where are you? I know you're in the chat. Come and say something to us, Jack and Glenn. We need you to come and sort these people out. People out here moving mad. Jack and Glenn, come and say something. These people are moving mad out here, telling me this stuff, telling me they're gonna break their neck to look at the girl that the friend is just there and they're gonna break their neck. Y'all moving mad. If you really
like the girl, and you're meeting her friends, you're gonna be all about her because you want to show her friends that you like her. He wasn't doing that. He doesn't like Ashley. He likes Stormy bad weather.
I agree. I can agree that I think he does like Stormy personally. I don't think he ever liked Ash. Well, I don't know, it's not ever. I think her personality turned him off.
He never.
I think her personality turned him off. And the nails turned him off. But I said that earlier episodes.
So
he didn't like Ashley.
If he did like her, he would not have behaved the way he behaved on this date. And he definitely he didn't have to break his neck, but he would have at least did something to feign some level of concern when she walked away or to show
what's
interest.
The concern? There's no concern.
There's
no concern. You're going to the toilet.
If you like somebody,
you're going to the toilet.
You know why Kojo's saying this? Because he's speaking from the perspective of Kristen. Kristen doesn't like her. So if she gets up to go to the toilet, she's just going to the toilet.
Even if I like you, I don't need to watch you go into a toilet. I don't even. You know how many times I see people? Do you know how many times I see people on a date? Right, the person gets up and they go straight to their phone. It happens. It's not because you don't like the person. Sometimes we're just not invested in watching you get up, go all the way around to the toilet and watch you go there. I don't need to watch you that. Some people are not everyone is in that same zone where they're gonna watch you get up and then watch you leave all the way through there.
But we're talking about you introducing your significant other to your friend.
Yeah, well, if your friend is there, of course, if your friend is there, again, maybe I don't want to be rude, I want to be hospitable. So we're already having a conversation. So I'm not telling him, I've looked up, I've seen you, I showed you the clip, he looked up, he saw, she's walked away, he's grabbed their fan, he started fanning himself, and then they have a conversation, they're joking, because already in mid-conversation. So if I'm a person like that too, when I'm in mid-conversation, I don't like to, unless there's an actual issue, I'm not about to start breaking it. If anybody's ever been with me, you know, when I get locked into a conversation, I am locked in. I give everybody the same respect, because once I'm locked in, unless there is danger around, I am locked in. Eye contact, I don't get distracted by things happening around me, because once I'm in, I'm in. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
So
I'm assuming that he might have been the same way.
No, he wasn't in. And to be quite honest, I wanted to, you see that look? How do we know it wasn't a dirty look? Because he looked up and he looked her up and down. In that little clip that you played in slow-mo, he gave her an up and down look as if to say,
He
looked her up and down as if to say, yeah, bye, bitch. That's what he did.
And he wasn't that locked in because he had time to pull that prop from Ashley's chair and get the fanning and carrying on. So he wasn't so locked in. He was just, he knew what he was doing. He was more locked in on talking to Stormy, because he wanted to entertain her, perform for her, peacock for her, than he was about having a little bit of concern for Ashley.
Right.
So
And
he was
also,
definitely locked in on that.
remember, this is a show where the women pick the men. If it was the shoe on the other foot, he would never have picked Ashley. You know who he would have picked? He would have picked that lady. Is it Janisha, the one with the kids, the daughters? She got the really nice shape. And she's seeing that guy with the big belly. He would have gone for her. He wouldn't have picked Ashley.
All right, cool. I hear you. Jack and Glenn, hey.
What's up, Coach? How you doing, man? What's going on, fam?
Hey, they're slaughtering me up in here today, bro. I'm trying to defend, but I don't think it's gonna go today. But it's good to see you. I haven't been seeing you for a little while, bro. How's everything going? And want to get your opinion on this situation between Kristen and Ashley as well.
Yo, he was locked in, man. He was looking at Stormy. Like I said, I would have looked back to see what was going on, just to the fact, because if you got to understand the climate, man. As a guy, you sitting in that arena, you understand the climate. You know you wrong. He knows he's wrong. And the girl, we all know Ashley's a hothead. So when she got up, I'd have looked back to make sure I wouldn't get smacked in the back of the head. I was gonna make sure he understood what time was. I agree with you guys. I don't think he really liked Ashley anyway, but he was too. The conversation him and Stormy were having was like, you know what? Ashley was just watching TV. She happened to be there because they was doing too much. He's asking what kind of drink she's having. You know, I got some brothers who look just like me. He was flirting. He was there. And the look back there, and the look was like, all right, she's gone. So let's continue the conversation. I'm gonna pick this up just to be funny. I'm gonna pick the fan up just to be funny. But me and Stormy, I like to see what happened after she left. If they had more conversation, to see what happened after that, because he was feeling Stormy, and she was feeling Stormy. She was intimidated by Stormy by the way she came in. She knew her man was gonna like Stormy because she wouldn't say anything but the butt and the breast if she didn't think Stormy was dressed too provocative for the situation.
I mean, I appreciate it. I'm gonna still stick to my guns and say, you know what, context matters. The brother was unfortunately sideswiped by the situation. He didn't know there was gonna be another girl coming in. The brother was understanding that that's a friend. He has to make sure that she is good. And that's then if he can get her on a good side, he gonna get Ashley on a good side. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna be real with you. I mean, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I know he don't like Ashley already, because the moment he questioned her nails on the episodes beforehand, I knew he did not like her at all. We already knew that, right? So that isn't a problem for me at all, right? So I mean, again, I think we can see it from both perspectives. And you know, I'm sure everyone else probably feels that, you know, he was flirting a lot more than I feel he was doing. I think he was just, you know, just having a conversation, and you know, maybe his smiling teeth was a little bit too much because he's a smiley kind of person that way. But you know, I see it from that perspective too. Anyone else have anything to say? Yes, I see Sean's got his hand ready, so yeah, go for it.
No, I just wanted to thank Glenn for coming on here. Can you hear me?
Let me edit your mic. Yeah, no, go for it.
Yeah, I just wanted to thank Glenn for coming on here, and just please give him some wisdom, because you couldn't hear me or Banter Babe. You just was in your own zone. So we appreciate you, Glenn.
Glenn, you're not all heroes wear capes, Glenn.
I hope you know that villains also wear capes as well. So I don't know what y'all talking about. Okay.
You've been the villain tonight. That's why you wore black, because you're the villain.
Exactly. With your bank robber outfit on today.
Exactly. You knew exactly what you were doing. Look at the background. It's all red. So you knew he was coming to get people's blood pressure boiling. About Kirsten did nothing wrong. He's innocent. Kirsten is not innocent. You're a man, so you already know what Kirsten was doing. He couldn't wait back. He was, you know what? He was so happy. He was like, "Oh my God, Ashley, thank you. I didn't have to get up and walk away from you. You literally brought my next thing to my lap. You brought this bad babe. You brought this babe to my lap. Thank you, Ashley. Nice shout, bruh." That's how he was looking at Ashley. Like Ashley's a homie.
I mean, he didn't even look at Ashley, so to be fair, he didn't even give her that look.
He looked her up and down. He looked her up and down and was like, "Bad bitch."
He was done with her the same way when he ridiculed her about her nails, when he was like, oh, well, how do you function with those? And she just doubled down. He was like, that's the same look when she got up to the table. He was like, oh, good, I'm glad she's gone. He just wanted to make sure she was fully gone. He was like, okay, yeah, you're gone, great, now back to you.
Exactly, now back to you, and let me fix this fan so I can just blow away any scent of Ashley. She needs to be gone. Let's sage the area with the fan. Let's eat our food and like forget about my brother. Let's talk about me and you. That's what happened. And production, they should. I know the show is trying to be classy, but I wish they had let us see the aftermath when the scene stopped filming. Because if you're gonna break the wall for Ashley to complain, let's cut the whole scene and let's see what the aftermath of that. Did Ashley confront her friend? Why does the friend not come back onto the show? Because I would have brought her on and been like, I just want to know as a friend, why would you do that to me? Because you're trying to embarrass me on national TV. So we're gonna have this conversation on national TV. Like you're gonna through this conversation, you're gonna show me who you are today.
Listen, anybody out there, y'all better not romp and stomp with Bonta Babe because she is not. She's gonna give you that work. So yeah, no, I get it, and I just don't. I think the whole thing, I think the show is playing on Ashley's insecurities a little bit, and unfortunately, she's still not healed enough to kind of see it because
exactly
they're doing her dirty for sure.
Yeah, I agree with that too. I don't think she's healed enough to do it because you see the next scene, she's going to talk back to Donald.
Right.
She's making phone calls to Donald. They're talking every day. They're having great conversation. Like he texts me every day. Why are we still having a conversation if you got rid of this dude? Because the guy that you with, you don't really think he's a keeper. You thought it looked good, but it really wasn't a keeper. So now you want to go back to what you thought you lost.
Yeah, that's that self. Like actually, you need to stand 10 toes in your decisions. Like stop expecting, like I don't know. Especially when she's talking to them and before she says, I'm going to choose you, it's some big riled up speech about how I feel like you're not giving me attention. You're not focusing on me. You're not, like, it's not their job to like hold you up and give you that confidence. You have to feel that within yourself, feel secure within yourself before you can feel secure around a guy. And I don't feel Ashley's in that space yet. She's not ready to be on the show. And also the way she broke up with the guy from Ready to Love, that's a traumatic. The way she explained it, I was scared for her. I was like, right, so they really dragged you through the mud. Do you know what I mean? I swear she said something about restraining order and things like that. So did the show offer her aftercare? Did they give her therapy? Do you know what I'm saying? But they're just bringing her on here to humiliate herself again. But then Ashley should know better. You see Zadia and all the other women in the house, they are secure, strong Black women. They know themselves. Sometimes when you're a bit goofy and you joke around, it's a mask to hide your insecurities. And I can see that is what Ashley's mask is. And I just feel like Tommy needs to take her off the show because I want to root for my girl, but she's not rooting for herself. Because ain't no way I'll be sitting there and a man and a woman's going to be disrespecting me like I'm not in the room. Like this moment isn't about me. It's not my birthday, but right now it's my fucking birthday.
If you sit quiet like that's your business, why are you not opening your mouth?
Right, but that's what I'm saying.
Closed mouths don't get fed. So
right.
If you sit,
don't try to steer this. Don't try to redirect.
I'm just saying.
No. I see what you're doing. No.
If you sit there quietly,
don't try to pivot, Negro. Don't you dare. That's a babe. Don't fall into his trap. He's trying to line you up. He's trying to line you up, Better Babe. Be like, see? That's what I was saying. That's what I'm telling you. No, nigga, not today. It's early.
What do you want me to say?
It's too early.
You wasn't talking, was she, Better Babe? Was she talking or not?
But wait, hold on.
Was she talking? No. Was she talking or not? No, Better Babe. Was she talking or not?
She said, "Well, I'll just leave." So
no. We don't see that because none of them reacted. Did she open her mouth the entire time? Did she speak?
No. Not throughout.
No, when she got up, she also didn't speak either. Why would you think that as she got up, she wanted to speak? She didn't speak the whole entire time. She didn't get up to speak either. She got up normally, and she got up like nothing was an issue, and then she went behind to production and said, "What the hell's going on?" She moved a passive-aggressive move rather than letting them know right there and then, "Guys, I'm here." And so in that moment, the brother also was oblivious. Unfortunately, some people are oblivious to certain situations. Now, I'm not saying he's right for it. I'm just saying he's oblivious because you didn't say anything. So he's probably thinking it's a part of the process. You just vibing, catching jokes. When you're ready to talk, you're going to talk because you talk like this a lot. So clearly, I don't need to tell you to talk. So you're going to talk if you want to talk. She didn't want to talk. And then it gets to a point, okay, she's being quiet. Okay, I'm being oblivious. I'm having jokes and vibes, whatever. And then you get up. And that's why I said that people are interpreting that scene in a particular way. I don't think she says anything.
The minute he said this a beautiful surprise, he knew what he was doing. He was
I think you don't think that beautiful surprise went too far.
And,
it's a beautiful surprise.
Stormy, if she was really a friend and Ashley wasn't talking, I would be like, girl, why are you so quiet? Like, what's up? You're right. That's what I would have done. I would have checked in with my friend in that moment. But Stormy didn't care. She was all about undressing this man with her eyes, and he was doing the same.
And that's who we should put accountability on. Thank you very much. Put it onto Stormy because the brother hasn't done anything wrong. He is unfortunately.
They're both at fault. They're both.
What do you want? What do you want to do? You want him to redirect the conversation to Ashley?
Okay. So if I've brought me and you are dating, yeah, and I've brought my friend, are you gonna really come in and say to my friend, "Oh, you're a beautiful surprise"?
No, but if you, no, that's not my language anyway. But if I was to say something like that, I might say something. Oh, you look beautiful. I'm a person that I comment to people. You, if you know me long enough, you know I do make comments. I say, "Oh, you look beautiful," or I might even say, "Your hair looks beautiful," or if someone looks nice, "Oh, you're a beautiful person," and I shake hands and move. I keep it going. Right? That's why I said to you, I personally say stuff, but it doesn't necessarily always come off as being flirtatious because it's part of my lingo. If I say you look beautiful, oh my gosh, no biggie. It's not a flirt. Today I went to the shop, I went to Foot Locker, and a girl said to me, "Do you need some help?" I said, "No, but your hair looks beautiful." Now, if you start taking that as a flirt, it's like, "No, your hair looks good." That's it. And I kept on moving. So I don't think it has to be a case of actually necessarily flirting. I think a beautiful surprise, a good surprise, a nice surprise, you would have had an issue either way. If he said beautiful, a nice surprise, a good surprise, you'd all be complaining still. There is no word that he said with a surprise that would have been acceptable for you guys.
Stick to the scene. This is a scene about people trying to find love. So yes, this was a flirtatious setting. You're going too semantical with the, "Oh, I was in Foot Locker." No. We're talking about this scene, which is about ready to love, finding the one, whatever the show's called, right? He knew what he was doing when he said, "You're a beautiful surprise." He knew what
was he doing? The same thing I was doing, complimenting.
No. Because he said, "Oh, I didn't know I was going to see two of you here. I didn't know that. But, you know, I'm not complaining. It's a beautiful surprise." And his head went straight to Stormy. As soon as he said that, him and Stormy were locked in. There was no Ashley after that. There was no Ashley.
All right, let me get Sean.
You're a man. You already know. You lot know your code.
Stormy though, she knew the assignment. Stormy should have knew the assignment going into the date.
Right.
Her assignment was to question the guy, to question him about Ashley. She failed the assignment.
No, Stormy's assignment.
She didn't try to redirect it.
Stormy's assignment was, "I'm going to take your man because I can." That was her assignment. Ashley just didn't know it. Because let me tell you something.
Hold on, Banner. Let me get Sean in as well.
I think you made a pertinent point, right? Even with your Foot Locker example, you gave the compliment and you moved away.
Right. Exactly.
He never moved away. Kirsten stayed in.
There.
He continued the banter. He continued to go back and forth, having different words for her. Now he's playing with the fan. Ashley's gotten up from the table. They're still going. There was never a break.
Right.
But there was never a break in their conversation.
Even if there wasn't a break, where would be the flirting being? If I say you look beautiful and I have a conversation with you, doesn't mean I'm flirting with you. If I said, and by the way, he didn't say she was beautiful. He said a beautiful surprise, and we're assuming that. And I'm not saying that he wasn't talking about Stormy, but we're assuming that he directs that straight to Stormy. No, he could have been directing that straight to Ashley. Ashley's a beautiful surprise. You brought your friend along with it. That's it. No, I'm being serious. No, you assume it's going to Stormy.
You know that flirting is through innuendos and inferences. It's rarely direct, because then it's not flirting anymore. Now you're just being straight on, right? So the flirting is the beautiful surprise. He sees Ashley every time they go out on a date, so there's no surprise in that, right? And if he wanted to call her beautiful, why couldn't he just say, Ashley, you look beautiful?
Oh, I'm not saying he said it about Ashley. You missed what I said. I didn't say no. I'm not saying he's saying it about Ashley. I'm saying I'm saying he's not directing his comment directly to Stormy. He's still talking to Ashley by saying, "Oh, it's a beautiful surprise." He's talking about Stormy, but he's not directing it at Stormy. He's directing it at Ashley. Ashley, you brought a beautiful surprise.
That's even worse.
How's that worse? You brought a beautiful surprise.
You're flirting with your friend, the girl you like's friend.
Right. It's an innuendo.
You brought a beautiful surprise. You brought somebody to the date who you never told me was going to actually be there. You brought a beautiful surprise. Beautiful surprise, good surprise, nice surprise. We would have all had an issue. It would have made a difference. You still would be complaining about the fact he said it's a nice surprise. We would still be here having this conversation saying he flirted.
No, you know what? If he said it was a beautiful surprise, and when Ashley got up, he went to see if Ashley was okay, I probably wouldn't be on this panel. But he sat down there and he entertained this woman. So that beautiful surprise was an innuendo to say, I got your number. I see you, baby. When this stops rolling, me and you. And I know I don't have a twin brother. I mean, I don't have a brother. The guy I was talking about is me. So what's up? That's what
you're wanting to assume that, though. That's the point. You want to assume that because you want to put the narrative that he's flirting. So you have to put everything on. But Glenn, go on.
All right. So in the next series, Stormy's not there. So we're gonna find out. Remember, because Ashley was explaining. So we'll find out next week, and I can guarantee you it was to do with them two flirting, and they probably hooked up. That's what I think. Because Stormy looks like Stormy. I mean, I don't believe in girl code. But Stormy really don't believe in no girl code. Wait,
get the frick out of here. Hey, Banner, get out of here. Hey, Banner, get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. You know.
Banter, come on.
And you're saying me. The more you talk, the more you're unraveling. It's unbelievable.
Stop.
Come to my side.
Don't let him get you on the ropes. You're doing so well.
Yeah, I'm being honest. Like, she's not, like, I would never do that to my friend.
Come to my side.
I would never. But I mean, girl code is, you know, I'm not even going to talk about that.
It's okay, man. It's okay, man. Rest.
Ruthless. She's ruthless. Like, she's BITCH 2.0. Yeah, 2.4.
So why are you complaining about what Stormy did? If you don't believe in girl code, why are you complaining about what Stormy did? Stormy, what she did was not against a girl code. So you can't actually, and I'll let you answer in a second. I want Glenn to jump in, but I want you to hold this question. Just think about this question. Why are you complaining about Stormy, what she did when she didn't apply girl code? When you don't apply girl code, you don't believe in it either. But before you answer, wait, better. Before you answer, I'm gonna let Glenn go, and you're gonna answer that question. I want you to have space. Glenn, jump in, and I want you to have that.
Like Sean did. If he really wanted to be smooth, he would have complimented both. If he wanted to stay where he was at, he would have complimented both. He would have complimented Stormy, and he would have complimented Ashley at the same time. But the reason he didn't compliment Ashley have to go back to the previous episode when Ashley confronted him about when Ashley was just so far enthralled with him over this date. She's so invested, but he's not really invested in her. Because if you look at the way she came at him in the previous episode, he's not feeling her. And if truth be told, I don't think he would have been mad if she would have dumped him and kept Donald. But again, he's not really in tune to Ashley, and that's the point of the matter. That's the biggest thing there. That's why he felt comfortable to give Stormy a compliment, because he's not really feeling Ashley, and that's why all this is stemming from. That's why all this stemming down and keep going on, because we as viewers know that he's not really like an Ashley, that he really wants someone different, and he don't know how to do it, because again, this is a show for the girls, so the girls have to eliminate him. He can't eliminate himself.
He probably felt emasculated that he didn't get to pick the woman had to pick him. He felt emasculated. So he said, you know what, I'm going to get you back, bitch.
I don't know if he said that, but you need to answer some questions, because you say you don't believe in the girl code. So whilst you're there talking about someone else, why don't you believe in the girl code, and why are you on Stormy's back, since Stormy doesn't adhere to the girl code either?
Okay, all right, I'll give you an example. Do you watch, there's reality shows. There's a show called Basketball Wives Orlando. And in Basketball Wives Orlando, there's two girls. Mackenzie is seeing this guy, but the guy has two kids with a girl called Danielle. So Danielle keeps going to Mackenzie and saying, oh, you know, he was with me. Are you still, do you go around my kids? Are you seeing him? I don't believe in girl code like that, because if the relationship is over and there's some unclarification as to what's going on, you should not be coming to me about it. You should really be going to the guy. That's what I mean by girl code. Like, a girl can't call my phone to ask me about no man. Like, the fact that you've even got my number, I feel violated. I'm going to call the police. I'm going to say I'm being harassed. That's what I mean by girl code. Don't call me to ask about a man. If a man's stepping out on you, then you need to pull that up with him. It's got nothing to do with me. That's what I mean by that. But I would never sit there flare with my man. I've got too much respect for myself. I'm very prideful. I'm Sierra Leonean. I don't have time to be collecting leftovers or, you know, locking lips or locking eyes with someone that my friends locked eyes with. Ew. Sorry.
That's okay. You redeemed yourself. Okay.
Okay, so
yeah, Sean.
I was the hot seat because I was sweating there.
It's okay. He was under pressure, but you redeemed yourself. Go on, Sean. You almost lost a member, Sean, on your team today, but go on. Kind of blame when we sent ourselves to the gulag. Yes, Sean. I almost brought your person to the dark
I
side.
was like, let banter please clean it up just slightly. Oh boy. Yeah, no, I was actually looking in the chat because Haitian Empress was saying that somewhere along the way that I guess Stormy must have spoke out on social media, and she did say the scene was heavily edited.
Okay.
She also did indicate from her perspective that Kirsten was not into
yeah, that's true.
Ashley.
And did she admit herself that she was flirting?
What, in what question did she discover that? Because she didn't ask him no questions about the relationship.
That's what she needs to.
I guess what we didn't see. So somewhere on owns. So we can go digging through IG to kind of figure out where that is and see that.
One thing I will say about production, yeah, they are not going to put something in there if they don't look at you sideways. Production was looking at her sideways, and that's why they cut out all of her scenes and put that bit in. That's.
I agree that part. I can't lie to you.
They you know, because one thing about American production, they're top tier when it comes to exposing your business, catching you in a lie, and looking at you sideways.
I won't disagree with that part. Okay, last few minutes because obviously I got to go, but we're gonna return a bit later on, obviously because we've got the live Parade to Love later on with the guys and that. But let me get the final thoughts, Glenn. Let me get your final thoughts, Cap. It's good to see you as well, bro.
Final thoughts, man, on the Stormy Ashley situation again. Ashley still needs some healing. And you know, we know she's really not friends with Stormy. It's just part castmates in, but she needs to find dudes. If your heart tells you Donald, then go to Donald. Stop looking for something else. With Venetia, I know you guys probably touched on that a little earlier. It is not Jabari. I see so much insecurity there. Their lifestyles is different. I think she needs to go a different direction with that one. And with Charisse, the new guy that she's with, it is definitely not wasn't it Keith, right? Definitely not Keith. They're two different walks of life. And she don't have time or the patience to help this 50-year-old guy travel, right? And she wants somebody who's established a little bit more money than he does. So, and then Zadia is just locked in with Cameron, and they ain't going anywhere. And she's not moving to New Orleans, so this ain't gonna work out either. So.
No, it's true.
Crazy. Banner Babes, final thoughts?
Ashley, I need you to really stop going for your preference and start going for character. I don't know what you're into. You said you like Steve Harvey's personality. I think maybe you should watch some Steve Harvey things, especially the clip that he said to Kiki Wyatt. Even though he's talking about billionaires, listen to the advice because that was some good advice in there. I think Charisse, she's not going to see that guy anymore because Charisse isn't the type of girl you can take to walk in the park. She wants to be wined and dined. Zadia, I feel like this guy, yeah, he says he's a doctor, but I just don't trust guys that have multiple streams of income. It's like you should have stability somewhere. But yeah, good luck with that. And Venetia, I feel like you're just floating along with Keith. You're just keeping Keith there and you're not giving yourself a chance. Like, get rid of him. You did the same thing what you did in the last time when you came on Ready to Love, when you was with that guy. You're doing the same thing with Keith. Let him go. Let's find someone else. Sorry, that's my opinion.
She said she don't trust guys with multiple incomes. Yeah, you can't last long with this.
He said he's a doctor and he's got multiple secret income. From what I know, doctors, and they're very busy. They get a good lot of money. So how are you a doctor and then you've got all these little side hustles and in a year time, you're going to make your investments work for you? It sounds like you're still trying to figure out life.
I hear you. Sean?
I prefer to bed to babe because once she gets wound up, boy, she's gonna unleash it all. Yeah, I guess I'll just save the rest because I need to go watch the rest of this, and clearly I need to be prepared for you, Kojo, and your foolishness for later. So I need more evidence before I come back and deal with you again. But what I would say is that, you know, trust the people that you're around, boy. You know, you got to look to your left and to your right and make sure that you vet the people that are around you and that you allow into your relationships. One thing I learned from my first marriage is, you know, be careful of your friends because your friends can definitely, you know, they can do you wrong. So that's my advice for Ashley.
Every 10 years, people change. Remember that. Every 10 years, people change, and that's human nature. So the friends you had 10 years ago, they ain't going to be your friends in 10 years' time because people change. So, Ashley, you know, take it as a lesson. Take this on the chin, as we would say over here.
Thank you, ladies and gents. Glenn, if you're free later on, I think we'll go live 8:30 p.m. EST. It's easier because I'll be back by then. If you're free, I'll send you a link actually as well. I've still got your details, so I'll send you a link if you're free. But yeah, we're gonna be back for the panel 8:30 p.m. I will be less carnage. I'm not gonna lie to you. I did stand my ground a little bit more firmer than I actually would have. You know, to incite a little bit of violence on the internet. You know, that's a bit of fun to get a bit of a pushback. I do think he was flirting. I'm not gonna lie to you, I did. You know, I think he was flirting just a little, but maybe not as much as everyone else thinks he does, right? So,
You're in your villain era.
Yeah, just a little bit of it. Just a little. It'll bring you guys in. See, I managed to get 3 of you to come on here. If I had not done that, nobody would have joined because everyone would have agreed with me. So I thought let me bring them onto the channel. But we're going to talk about it later on. I'm sure there'll probably be some disagreements a little bit later on then too as well, because I'm sure we're going to see things differently slightly as well. So I can't wait to have that conversation a little bit later on. But 8:30 p.m. EST, we'll go again live with the super panel and have that conversation as well. Much appreciation and for Abe, Glenn, and Sean for joining me today. You know, we're gonna have some more conversation later on. I'm sure the rest of the gang will tell you their true and authentic thoughts as well. So much appreciation, guys. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Behave yourselves. Oh, maybe that Tyra's comment. Apologies. She actually gave a super chat. Apologize. Said my friend don't have to speak up if I can see she's uncomfortable and I know she has issues. I have friends dressed. She knew what she was doing. And that's a fair point. You believe you should know what your friends are doing. But you know, I'll just say this, people, please, okay. Some of you are giving that if I went to a wedding, my friend can't wear a banging dress. I need you to pause. I need you to let it go. Okay, all right. It's your wedding day, I get it, but you need to stop that. It's giving a little bit insecure. Okay, we don't want that for you. Okay, all right. That's controlling. And some of you are controlling by saying you can't have your friend wear a dress because you think he's gonna look better than you. That sounds a little bit controlling. And if I was to say that, y'all know that you be on my neck. Okay, all right. So we're gonna be all mad together tonight because clearly I've got some issues, and so have you. All right. So we appreciate y'all. We'll see you again soon.